Check, check. Hello, hello. Hello, Taekwondo guy. What's up, everybody? Look, I just want to say I'm so sick of everything in the world revolving around politics. I don't care. I don't care. Actually, you know what? If I'm going to speak bluntly, I've been alive for a few presidents and nothing's changed, no matter which side wins. Same shit happens. People get blown up somewhere. Some money gets stolen here, disappears here. I don't care about Trump. I don't care about Elon Musk. I just want to like go outside and just touch a tree. I'm so sick. It's like, I don't know. It just seems like everything is so tense. People, our culture, the media, everything wants you in this vibration of tense. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're just kind of like clenching all the time, always in like this anxious feeling. And that's why I feel like when I've been I have been out of the U.S. for 6 months. I just got back, and the anxiety is in the air here. Anyways, I just want to say I don't care. I'm so over that being my energy. And I don't want to say like, oh, politics is irrelevant or something like that. I'm not saying that. But in this exact moment in my life, I just want to say very politely that I do not give a fuck about politics. Look, we are human beings, little creatures on a planet in a mysterious universe floating in space. I don't give a shit, okay? Turn off the news. You know, and I visit my mom and she's just there and she's on watching the television and I'm just like, God, Jesus Christ, fuck. Please, somebody. I don't know. It's just, if we want happy lives, why do we do everything the opposite? Why do we do everything the opposite? Like, if we want to be happy, why do we do things that make us unhappy? Fuck, we're so stupid. Like, me too. I'm not talking even about us as a collective, even as individuals in my own life. It's just like, man, I don't know. How do we get ourselves into this situation where just criminals are in control of the world? I mean, I guess it's always been like that because the most snaky brutes are going to be the ones that wiggle their way into positions of power, right? That's not typically the type of job people seek. We don't, who wants to be in control of the button that blows up little kids and families across the planet? But I can see it so clearly now that we have been programmed to behave a certain way, to perceive a certain way, and to think a certain way. And it's all fake. It's all bullshit. What they're doing to you is they're hypnotizing you to feel emotionally charged to something. And then they anchor your identity to that emotion. And it creates this atmosphere of tribalism, of being on a team. Now you have a cause, you have something to fight for. It hijacks the whole system of our human animal nature. It's actually genius. Whoever the cultural dictators are that are marionette puppeteering this are so genius because they have us on strings. They're dangling us. Why? You know, we ask these questions like when people talk about conspiracy theories and the big unknown they, why would they do this? Well, it's very easy because they want money, they want power, and they want control. Of course, this is a big chess game that's been going on for so long. It's just that the internet and media and the way information is shared now, it's out in the open. I mean, not fully out in the open, but it's out in the open enough to where, like, the most common person on the street is aware that the government is just like a criminal organization, an institute full of, I don't know, the worst type of people you can imagine. And I don't know, it almost feels like, in a way, all this tenseness that we're feeling, that maybe, is it just me? Do you all feel this? Those of you that live in the United States, do you feel as if somebody was cooking something and they left it on the stove and it's now bubbling over? You can hear the whistle of the kettle. I don't know what's coming. I don't know if the United States is collapsing right now, but it feels like an animal that's pushed into a corner and it's just lashing out. We're we have built our position in the planet through being a bully. Really, what makes us the strongest nation is really because we have a big ass military and we've put bases everywhere around the planet. That has established us as being the superpower for the last 100 years. But I think it's not working anymore. Because the way that the world is progressing, it's a different age, it's a different era now. And this bullying tactic is not sustainable. And countries are just pretty much saying, fuck you to the US. You see it. Lots of countries. I mean, you see, like, with this tariff situation, and I don't even want to get into it, but you just see that there is a shifting in the power dynamic. We are acting like rebellious teenagers that know everything. This is the funny thing about United States and China is a multi-thousand-year-old empire. It's watched many civilizations come and go and has played the long game. The art of war comes from China, right? Is that right? And it's just so funny that America thinks we're going to win. We're in the teenage phase right now. That's why we're behaving in this way. This is a very crucial period. You know, like when a kid turns 16 and they get this personality of rebellion and ego. Look around. Look around at the energy of our culture. What is it? It's exactly the teenager. You know, we are like we act like we know everything. We're a bully. You know, we got a little bit of money and we fucking show it off like we're the shit. But really, our infrastructure is crumbling. Our family lives are bullshit. We eat unhealthy. They're poisoning us with our food. Can you believe that? They're actually poisoning us. It sounds so crazy that you would think we would, I don't know, that it just wouldn't even be a possibility that we would know that and it would still continue. We're just like, oh yeah, but you know, Fruit Loops are great. They're poisoning your family, you, your kids. That's why everyone's fat and fucking dying. It's just really weird, you know? Not only is just like reality itself weird, that we are just alive, but like that we are alive. And this is the abstract shit that we have to deal with in this life. You have to go to work. You have all these like religions and cultural practices and so much just, it's just so weird. What was happening? Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I know I'm like, to normal people, that probably sounds like, I don't know, fucking potentially a schizophrenic insight, but you guys are different. This is not a Muggle live stream. I can trust you guys. But I don't know. It's like we all want a revolution. You see in Los Angeles right now, what are they doing? They're in the streets, they're kicking in doors to buildings, and the same reoccurring pattern of revolution where we burn our cities down, we loot the convenience stores, and we flip cars over. And for a week, we just like riot and scream and chant in the streets, but nothing changes. I feel like the real revolution is just really disengaging with the system. When I examine the monks of Japan or the sadhus of India or even the shamans of the Amazon, they are seeing the world differently than us. We're playing a completely different game that's not even relevant or real to them. And I've got a lot of insight by watching these different cultures and how they interact with the world, because they're right. It's not real. Why even engage with it? As soon as you engage with it, it's like immediate entanglement to suffering. But it's fun. It definitely has the appeal of feeling satisfying in the moment. It's like an orgasm, you know, but then you get your post-nut clarity and you're like, what the fuck? Feels good in the moment, but it's not ultimately satisfying. You know, what is the ultimate satisfaction? We'll never find it engaging in this consumeristic society that is being offered to us. This is a false prophet. We are being offered a false prophet as a god. And look in your life, it doesn't work. It has not worked. These celebrities, Hollywood, the brands, and all the stuff you spend your money on, and none of it works. None of it is waking you up spiritually. It's all actually being dangled in front of you as an answer, but leaves you empty. So I don't know, what is the point? I guess the real revolution is that we need to slowly stop even engaging in it. But it feels so radical. They have us so chained up and stuck in the system. How can we stop? The only way to stop is make radical decisions to where we, like, someone buys land and we all create a environment to where we can just live. It's possible for sure, but it feels radical, right? What is the other answer? Because I think of that, I think this is the only answer. The only true, if I want a real revolution, you have to stop. You have to stop playing the system. You have to stop engaging with it, because engaging with it is the fuel that keeps it going. It's the grease, the lubrication that keeps the gears grinding. And if you stop lubricating it, it'll dry out. But to get people to do that, I don't know, something so catastrophic has to happen. And I don't know what more needs to happen that hasn't happened. How much crazier can it get before our talk becomes walk? Even with myself, I'm working on it though. I'm saving up a little bit of money, buy some land, leaving the United States. I really think I'm going to leave this country. I just I don't know. I just am happier when I'm in a place where it's not fully in this political whirlwind and this emotional, like turmoil. And I haven't lived in this country in a long time anyway, really. I spend most of my years for the past few years not even here. So to have the contrast is like so eye-opening, because we're taught like America's the best country. The United States is the best country in the world. You should be proud to be from here. And I am proud to be from this country because I've been in some situations and seen some places that I'm like, oh my God, man, I'm so lucky to have been born where I was born. Even if it's not the best situation where I was born, it's way better than this. But yeah, anyways, they're lying to us. They're lying to us here. This country is so beautiful. The land here is so beautiful. But the earth has seen many things, many seasons. So whatever, it don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. You know what all this is? All of this is the growing pains of humanity. We are in a cocoon right now. We don't realize it. But as a planet and as a species, we are cocooning ourselves and preparing to evolve into something new. Now, I know someone in here don't believe me, but remember these words right now. In 10 years, when AI is fully integrated into society and you see the mystical weirdness of this cocoon I'm talking about, and in this case, a technological cocoon, which is going to advance us so beyond anything that you can comprehend in this moment. I don't know. I think you're deluded. I am deluded. You know what else is crazy? Is like, we can't even imagine what 20 years from now is going to look like. That's how different the world is going to be from 20 years from now. I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, you can't even imagine 20 years ago to now. The world is completely different. But yeah, I don't know. Now it's going to get even crazier. And it doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter. All this shit is tribalism. None of this is even going to be relevant anymore. Once all this new world is fully awakened, there is no need for this old system. Like it's going to be exposed and left naked and vulnerable and skinny and bony, malnourished in its true form to expose what it actually is, and just lacking of substance. False prophet. Come to Romania? I would love to come to Romania. I've actually been thinking about it. I went to Romania one time, and it was amazing. Wow, what a great country, actually. So beautiful. What an underrated place. Romania is like I loved being in Transylvania. Must have been fall time because I remember the leaves being green, orange, red, yellow. It was like the whole spectrum of forest colors, and with mist and castles and old villages and old churches. And man, Romania was so cool. I spent some time with the witches there. Got to watch the witches do some rituals. I think those videos are still on YouTube, but I'm actually going to, I think, make like a YouTube type of documentary about all the different magical practices I've come in contact with in my travels. You know, like these witches in Romania, the shamans in the Amazon jungle, the Agori, and just this kind of big journey that I've been on, witches in Mexico. I'm always chasing the witches. So I thought about it would be cool to go through and put all of that footage into one video and sort of tie it together into a story. That's the direction I'm trying to take my YouTube now. I'm trying to like edit 2 videos a month, but like that. ChatGPT, speaking of our technological cocoon, ChatGPT told me, stop uploading bullshit. Like all these little travel vlogs that are just like filler videos that have no real story to them. It's just because for a long time, I felt like I had to upload just to get something up. I didn't really care what it was. Here's me walking around the streets of India. It's pretty interesting, but ultimately is not what ChatGPT called myth making. It is not it is not mythic. You know, does it add to the myth of my story? And that kind of changed the way that I thought that I've been thinking about editing my videos, myth making. Because what I've been doing throughout the 10 years I've been on social media, I mean, people like Joe Rogan follow me. If you were in my last live stream, you would know that Paul Stamets put some pictures that I took in his new book. I don't know, just I got to meet Ram Dass, and just a lot of really fucking weird things have happened. A lot of weird connections and opportunities have come. And I never took it serious. And I'm now coming to the point where I'm like, I should take it serious, actually. I'm disrespecting the thing that has done everything for me. Why would I disrespect it? So treat it as mythic, treat it as scripture, treat my adventures as the scripture of my myth. So that's kind of changing the way that I'm like seeing my YouTube channel now. So yeah, I want to take a lot of those old videos, which would have just been like, here's me with the Romanian witches, or here's me with the Mexican witches, or here's me in the Amazon, and tie it all together in one big story and into one big journey within that video of here's the witches I've come in contact with, and here's what they've shown me. Most of them are bullshit, but this one, you know. ChatGPT getting sassy. Yeah, sometimes I have it just be very blunt with me. I like it when it's like that because it helps, actually. Mother Earth is ascending along with those of us who choose to through unconditional light and unity. Damn, sounds like I just opened some fortune cookie at Burning Man. Nah, you're right. Thank you for the beautiful message. Mental chillness. I think I have a lot of BS on YouTube I need to unsubscribe from. Yeah. Fuck, man. It's hard to cut junk out of your life, but it's like you don't want to eat McDonald's every day or like shit food every day. Yet, every day, people consume bullshit with what they watch. They don't treat their eyes the same way they treat their mouth. Like, I know a lot of guys in here, you just sit around, maybe you watch porn, or you're watching like streamers that are just like, I don't know, Johnny Somali or something. Our men, you are worth more. Your energy is worth more than that. Think about all, and I've got to speak for myself here too. I can't point any fingers. Not that I watch Johnny Somali and sit around watching porn all day, but I still, just wasting energy. I feel like we have to look at our position right now. I'm speaking to myself. I'm not preaching. That the whole movement, force of the universe, all the stuff that has spun itself into existence over billions of years, and all the force and energy and whatever the fuck is happening that's making this experience possible. Here it is. Here you are. Here I am. So when I think about that, it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to waste my time doing something stupid. I'm like here on a mission. This is a mission. The universe has done a lot of stuff for me to be here, for you to be here. So I got to make sure like what I'm doing is like, is good. It's like what makes me feel fulfilled and satisfied. But for some reason, it's just so much easier to just fall into the pattern of just doing what's, blah, What is it? It's definitely a spiritual weakness. It comes that like falling into that madness is lack of spiritual discipline. I know because it's my own. I'm seeing it in my own self, and when I'm spiritually disciplined, I don't have those experiences. But when I'm lacking, boom, they're there. They grab me. I do good. Yeah, I might sound like I do good. I can talk. I'm a Gemini. I've got some good strings and threads of words that I can weave out. But man, you got to see me by myself. No, I do okay. I don't want to be too hard on myself. How would you describe your spirituality to someone not familiar with you? I wouldn't describe it. And it's not my spirituality. I think spirituality is just the truth of reality, and that we all have access to it, and that we all perceive it in our own ways, but we are perceiving the same thing. We are perceiving the spirit, and based on our own interest, on our own things, culture, language, religions, and all this stuff that we filter the world through. This is what builds the form of our perception of the divine. But the divine is just the divine. It actually doesn't have no form. It has no shape. It has no name. We give it that stuff as a way to know it. So if someone were to ask me about spirituality, I guess that's what I would say the basis of my belief is that there is this mystery that is spirituality, another dimension that is more real, more solid than this world here. The Buddha called everything empty. And for a long time, I didn't know what that meant. Empty? Empty like what? Like the atoms? You know how they say atoms are like 99.9% empty space and they're spinning around, yet they make up everything, but there's almost nothing there. Whatever that means. Okay, emptiness. But after thinking about it, processing what this means, emptiness means that, yeah, this lighter feels solid. I drop it, it bounces, it reacts, there's solidity there. But it's inherently empty because this thing is going to decay. This is not its form. This is just some temporary composition very short time in the scheme of eternity will this exist in this form. It will be decomposed and recomposed into a different form a billion trillion times. So will you. That's what emptiness means. There's nothing solid here. There's nothing happening, actually. All this stuff we take as being solid, liquid, whatever, this reality, it's all empty because it's going to change. You can try to grab it, but you'll never be able to hold it. It's empty. Interesting concept. The Buddha. What is your spirituality similar to? I think we are all the same one God. Everything is made of the same light at a lower frequency. You know, it's very hard to talk about God because God is not a thing. And when you try to say what God is, you can never say it. You can never say it. It's the thing that cannot be said. It's a thing beyond words and beyond forms. Any concept will never touch it. I am it. We are all it in the sense that the sun's rays are the sun. Or that heat is a byproduct of the sun. But heat and the sun, yes, they are one thing because they imply each other. You can't have heat without the sun or sun without heat. But they have functionality in their roles, individuality, uniqueness in their personality. So I went through this idea that we were all God for a long time. We are all God experiencing itself as the individual, which I guess is probably true. But I don't like saying I'm God. I don't like people when they're like, well, I'm God. You're not, you might be God in quality, but not quantity. Does that make sense? Because God is in everything and is in everywhere. And there's no need for God to awaken to anything because it is God, you know, it is in that state. That's what we awaken to. We awaken to God from the illusion. You know, we are so distracted by the illusion that when we have a spiritual awakening, we are seeing beyond the veil. God is beyond the veil. So like, it just seems so complex and kind of like naive to say that we are God, because yeah, we are God, but also God has created creatures to experience themselves as being individuals. And I believe there is a purpose in that. And I think by just saying like, I am God sort of belittles the purpose of what it means to be you. There's actually this saying in Hinduism by a saint, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I got a picture of him up there somewhere, I think. Oh, yeah, over there in the corner. Here, we'll point it up there and look as we say it. Right there, that corner one. Right there. He said, Achintya Abheda Beta Tattva. This means that reality, the truth of reality, is both simultaneous oneness and difference. So yes, you are God, but you are also not God. You're also just you, and you have been put in this position by a greater force to experience being an individual, to being the ego. So both are true. This paradox is true. And I've really like settled with that idea. I really like that idea. What do you guys think about that? Am I boring you? Oh, I love that. Like when I was growing up, I would have been here talking the same shit, but I would have been talking about how God is not real. I would have said, no, God's not real. Which God? God. Nothing happens after you die. It goes black. I believed all of that kind of stuff. And now I can't even believe or understand how I believed that. Like, what the fuck did I, how? Also, donations are back. I don't like to ask for donations in these live streams, but you know, the channel was demonetized. We just got our channel back to monetization. So if you would like to support the channel by donating, feel free. What do I think of David Icke? I met David Icke. He was very nice to me. He's got some very cool ideas. People say a lot of crazy things. I've never seen some of the stuff he said that people say he said. But yeah, he seems like an interesting guy. I don't know. You know, he's probably got some wild ideas, but I've met so many wild people in my life that like, hey, you know, as long as you're pretty nice and you're not harming people, enjoy the depths of your mind. You know, go for it. It's not showing super chat options. Oh, maybe we don't have it anymore. I don't know how to turn it on. Community moderation. Top chat. Oops. Yeah, whatever. I guess we can't. How do you donate to the channel? I guess we can't right now. I guess maybe it's still not fully back with the monetization type of stuff. I might have to sign up for it or something. I'm not fully sure. Supers? Is that what it's called? What about now? Does it work? Did that make a difference? I think I just turned it on. Anyways, makes no difference. Wow, it tells me people that have left me super chats from before. I didn't know this was an option on here. YouTube's getting better. I don't know if you guys use YouTube the same way that YouTubers use it. Like, do you guys see the studio and stuff? I don't know if people even use that option. But there's some getting pretty cool in there in the YouTube studio. Don't you think there's multiple ways to get to God, not just through Jesus? Yeah, I think God reveals itself in the way that you can understand. You know, many people are going to understand God. We were just saying, it's going, God has no form, but people are going to need to conceptualize God based on their experience of life. If you were born in a tribe in Africa, or you were born as a little potato picking Irishman, you're not going to see the world the same way. Your ideas of reality, your physical environment are even different. So that's going to, everything about the way you perceive the world is going to be different. So your ideas of God and spirituality are going to be different. But that spiritual feeling that you feel, that you're trying to elaborate and poetically paint through philosophy, is the same thing. Yeah. So I think it's God. You know, I think it's water coming through many different faucets. It's ultimately water just being, you know, one's going to this faucet, one's going to that faucet. One's going to the fountain. Does that make sense? Look, right here. I got them. So this is how I feel about spirituality. Visual. My God. Do you self-discipline? I certainly try to. I would say, I don't know. I don't even know. No, I'm pretty weak, actually. But I'm trying, you know, so that's something. Don't give up. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I will never give up. Did you guys hear that? My throat just made like a lizard noise. Like a chameleon. I'm a visionary. No, I'm not a visionary. I'm just a dickhead in a champion hat. That's not even a real champion. I bought this at the flea market, at the fake flea market in Manila. Same with my shoes. The age of Kali. Yeah, you know, it could be the age of Kali in some ways because, you know, Kali, she wears Kapalini. She wears this garland of human heads, which are not real humans. It actually represents your impulses, all the heads of your desires, the million heads of your lust, of your attachments. She cuts them off and wears them as jewelry. So in a way, if you look around, you can kind of see that humanity's shadows are kind of starting to be exposed, aren't they? It's pretty weird. We're in a weird time, man. All right, I'm only going to live stream for an hour. So we got like 20 minutes. And I don't know if you guys want to talk about anything specific. I feel like I talk about the same stuff every single time I do a live stream. I want to start doing a different format of live stream, maybe make it a little bit interesting. I got to start watching other live streamers and see how they do it. O'Malley fight. Yeah, he lost. It was good, though. Merab is just like insane. I've never seen somebody with so much energy. I wished even to have like a quarter of that. Like, I feel like that guy can just get anything done. What do I think of Bashar? I like Bashar, actually. I don't think he's talking to aliens, but I do think he is channeling some cool messages from his brain. We're going to do some group trips in Mexico, I think next year. I'll let you guys know as soon as all that information is available. Do you have any opinion about ayahuasca in the United States? Like, apparently there are some churches in Florida or Kentucky. Yeah, they're all pretty bad. I mean, I've never been there, but I've heard the stories. And for me, just go where the medicine's from. The pilgrimage is it's part of it, you know? If you can't afford it, save up. If it takes you 5 years, it's going to take you 5 years. That's a part of the pilgrimage. Go where the medicine grows. Feel the soil that grew the medicine with your own feet. Even if it takes you 10 years to save it up. I mean, it's $1,000 plane ticket. You can take ayahuasca for, I don't know, you can probably find it for free if you were charismatic enough. If you do it in Kentucky with some like guy, I don't know, it's just not the same. Thoughts on Billy Carson? Oh my God, man. I like Billy Carson. I like those crazy ideas, but he's always come off as being so kind of like a con artist a little bit. Like, he seems like a con artist. He seems like he's intentionally lying to sell stuff. But I do like him. I do like listening to him talk sometimes. But sometimes I feel like you're trying to manipulate me right now into something. Yeah. Oh yeah, today's Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Talked to Duncan Trussell recently. No, I've not talked to Duncan Trussell. I'd like to, though. Duncan's only nice to me because we're satsang, because we share spiritual association. We have the same teacher. So, I don't ever want to bother him. But he is nice to me. I'm always very happy how nice he is to me because I'm a big fan of Duncan and Midnight Gospel and really like those podcasts that he's done with Joe. Have been some of the best podcasts. Like when I was younger, those podcasts were like so valuable to me. You deserve to be on JRE. Yeah, I hope one day. I think with this new direction my channel is going, I could see it happening. I don't even think being on JRE is the same as it was, but I would still be honored. I still pray for that moment. I would love to go on there. I have some crazy stories. I think like I would be one of the most interesting guests. I have insane stories, especially like that his crowd would love about, finding mummies or just looking for psychedelics. I don't know how I got on his radar. He followed me on Instagram. It must have been through Paul Stamets. Why would you support Joe's show after all his BS? I don't know. I don't know any of his BS. I'm not tapped into the world anymore, man. I can't keep up with all of like the canceling of everybody at every moment. I'm just like, that show has been completely valuable to me throughout my development of my worldview. And I'm not your target audience, but I'm drawn here. Yeah, well, your name's RD, so that's a blessing. Yeah, welcome. That's good. I don't know what my target audience is. I'm just looking for the right people, for good friends. I think like we're all moths attracted to the same flame. I think you got an interesting mind. I'd love to hear your thoughts about Eastern Orthodox mysticism someday. I don't really know anything about it. I would like to learn more. Send me some good resources. What's a good YouTube channel? Some stuff I can watch. If you come to Washington, you can be my translator. My translator for what? Don't they speak English in Washington? Hippies are my target audience. Yeah, I think so. Hippies. But real hippies, like the cool hippies, are my target audience. Well, my hat's crooked. Joy, you know what Green Hills is? The shopping center in Manila, the flea market? Not flea market. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a flea market. Not a flea market, but like a bootleg market. I remember when you were emo. You say that like I'm not anymore. Is it black screen? Does it look black screen? Hey there. I know it's hard to feel like I don't care at all. Where you are and how you feel. Oop. Turn these lights off as these wheels been going on and on. And I can't make it on my So you remember when I was emo? This motherfucker. I'm still emo. Once emo, always emo. I'm an elder emo. Which is fucked up because I remember when I was a baby emo. I remember the elder emos when I was a baby emo. Those were the days. Some of you younger guys, I don't know how young some of you guys are in here, but you weren't there. You missed it. Now you're just cosplaying what me and my friends invented. Okay? It's true. You was closeted emo in high school. I was openly emo in high school. Sing another song. No one wants to hear me sing songs. What the fuck did I do with that? And I can't make it on my own. And I can't make it on my own. Because my heart is in Ohio. Whoa. Sing a Tagalog song. Tagalog's too hard. Do I cough? No. Thought I stopped weed? You thought wrong, motherfucker. Not just kidding. I did stop for a while. But your boy's back on the wagon. I'm sorry, I'm an addict. I'm trying though. Can you guys hear this? This is a Tagalog song. I don't know if you can hear it though. Ready? Kahapon naman yung bilis na manong. Oh, I don't think that's a Tagalog word, is it? Mangong. Tagalog got so many nong nong, mong nong words. How many ongs are you guys gonna have? Pog, mo, po. Sorry. Kahapon na mo yun, tuloy na manon, wala na karon, bagay ng taon, ibataan na uso mo nagtatalon, iba na ay baon, hindi na naalan, para na sumuto, na manananito. Ang nananoy, bonfire, malaming namoy. That's my Tagalog. My God, there's some couple words in there, wasn't there? There was a couple words in there. Tapos ang umaga, lumipas ang langit, sarang usong muna, duman ang buwan. The pronouns hit. Am I saying pronouns? I need more Filipinos, people that in these rooms, so we can make Filipino jokes more. Kahapon na mayong, naman naron, mga nagaron, iba't ang mali uso, pantalon. Can I ask you a question? Sure. Do I know what an acacia tree is? I do know what an acacia tree is. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre, siempre. How did I fuck that up? It's the same as Spanish. Oh shit, look, it works. We got a donation in here, boys, from Tarantula Hawk. I don't know if that's a real name. Your parents are crazy for that one, but thank you so much for the donation. Have you listened to Unchained Earth, Conversations with Ether? I've never heard of that. I'll have to check it out. Joy, I can't play it because I'll get the stream will get in trouble. But tell me if you know this song, Joy. It's a Filipino song that I listen to. It's like a pop song, a popular one. Pauinako. Pauinako. You know the song? September, October, November, December. Xochipilli, thank you so much. I'm a pop star. Thank you. That's a really great song. That's from my Filipino friend Mike Swift. It's called Calendario, like calendar in Spanish. Calendario. That's also the word in Tagalog. That's obviously the karaoke version of it. But if you like that vibe, go check that song out. I really love that song. Thoughts on Infinite Waters? Very cool. Original Gangsta, OG. You heard about the DMT laser experiment? Yeah, I have heard of it. Felt a little boring to me. I don't know. I'm bored of DMT stuff. It's just like I went so far down that rabbit hole that I'm just like trying to crawl back out of it for air. It is such a great song. Which one? Which, the Mike Swift song or the Skusta Klee song, or whoever sings that? Who sings that song? Skusta Klee. Swifty on the beat. Panty dropper. Bro, I'm thinking about moving to Philippines for real, Joy. Just getting the hell out of here. Do you feel your brain's electricity zapping around your brain? Hold on. I think if I really try to feel it, I can feel it. I don't know for sure. Maybe I'm just having a panic attack right now because Philippines is a neat country. Maybe poor, but the people are cool. Yeah, I guess it's poor. It doesn't really feel that poor. I mean, my definition of poor, I've seen some really poor places. Philippines don't seem that poor compared to like the actual poor places. Philippines is actually pretty normal. At least the cities, like you go to even like Davao, Manila. I've never been to Cebu, but it's all pretty normal actually. Bohol. But I've been like to the poorest of the poor places. I've seen some insane places in India that are just, I don't know, you know, it's just places you see like only in documentaries and stuff. I don't know. But it's real and it's not that hard to find. Where am I going next? I'm staying here in Detroit, Michigan. And I'm just relaxing. I'm going to put my feet up. And that's it. Just chilling. I'm going to go. I actually have to go to Turkey in September for some work for a month. So I'll be in Turkey all of September. And then maybe I go to Indonesia for a couple weeks. I'm not sure. Truth Serum. Thank you so much for the donation. Straight out of New Delhi. Straight out of Delhi. I got Delhi belly. What the helly? Stay away from Connaught Place. It's a little smelly. What the helly? Oh, I didn't mean to give you guys a view of the fatty like that. Woo! Sorry, boys, if your girlfriends were watching. Didn't mean to pull that thing out in front of them. I have no idea how I started following you, but it's super cool listening to your vibe. Sheena. Thank you. Have you noticed any universal or similar themes within the cultures you visited so far? Universal or similar themes. Well, you know what I've realized is like beyond the themes of the culture itself, people are just people actually. Like little kids act the same. Men act the same. I don't know, like if when women travel, you probably don't get to see the same kind of stuff that men get to see when they travel. Like I've been in some weird places, man, I'll tell you. Smoking with men during cockfights and stuff, and you know, drinking whiskey out of little bottle caps and really weird situations. And yeah, men are just the same. I haven't spent too much time with the women. You know, you don't really hang out with as a man, I don't really go hang out with the women unless I meet like a friend in that way, you know. But I imagine women are women. I always had like this dream, like, oh, you go to a village and I'll meet like Jasmine from Aladdin or something, you know, just like fall in love. But it's not a realistic fantasy, boys. I've went out there, I've looked, it's not realistic. City boys, American boys, we can't relate to somebody like that unless you really are going to like dedicate your life and move to the village. You know, I was thinking, you can't even make Forrest Gump references. If you meet some girl from a different country, and maybe she's from the province or from the village, you can't even make Forrest Gump references. How the hell are you going to make it last? It's not going to be so good, brother. It's not going to be easy. Yancey. Coming in fancy. Glad you got your channel back. Thank you so much for the donation, Fancy Yancey. Would I consider doing a United States retreat still someday? Yeah, I would. You know, it's just everything's so expensive here. Just like catering the food alone would be an astronomical price. But yeah, I would love to do it one day, for sure. Find a Puerto Rican princess. Boom, balance. Yeah, Puerto Rican. Yeah, I don't know. I can speak Spanish, but Puerto Rican accents are, I don't know. I don't want to get yelled at in a Puerto Rican accent. Oh, priestess. Sorry. Did I say princess? We love a fatty. Are you calling me fat? Oh, my butt. Yeah. Sorry about that. I forgot. I am fat, though. Do you see that with my insecurity coming out? Because I am a little fat right now. Check this out. I might be pushing. Hold on. Let me try to stand normal. I got some pudge happening down there. I haven't watched your stream in over 5 years since I lost touch with my spiritual journey. You never lose touch with your spiritual journey, Caden. It's always walking with you. You don't pay attention sometimes, you know. It's always just in the background. This is all the spiritual journey. It's impossible to fall off of it. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the realization that you're on the journey. You are there already. There's no reason to get back anywhere. It's just a matter of switching the awareness. I'd love to hear more about what God means to you these days. God, to me, means the mystery. I've really tried to find, how do you simplify God in a way that feels impactful? And to me, it's the mystery, because like when I think about God, that's what I think. I think of like the beginning of time, or the movement of energy, or life itself, the substance of consciousness that is invisible yet is everything. The mystery. This is what I mean. The mystery. Your life, your breath right now, in this moment, while we all whine about our positions and, oh, I got to go to work, or, oh my God, and everything's expensive, which is true, is valid. But behind that is a bigger mystery. And for me, that's my basic connection to God. seeing that in everything. When I meet a person, I try to look at that person and I say, wow, everything, like we were talking about earlier, I'm not sure if you were here, but we were saying like everything the universe has ever done has led to this moment. So like when I look at another person, if I'm in the right headspace, I can look at that person and say like, or see the entire universe moving through them. It doesn't matter when you're looking at someone and you see that in them, how they behave is irrelevant because they become so beautiful and you love them effortlessly, true love. And that's a spiritual practice. And all of those feelings and all of this can happen simply from seeing the mystery of life. It's a very basic spiritual practice. And that's a very, how I kind of see God on a simple level. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way. We love a fatty. Any spiritual experiences while sober? Yeah, of course. My whole life, man, it was a spiritual experience. All these like weed, mushrooms, all this stuff is just, it's just a tool for focus. It's an instrument. It's like using a magnifying glass or something. You know, sometimes we need tools to help us, you know? So those things are not responsible. They're just tools. They're just instruments. The notes exist, but you have to tune yourself to be able to hit them, to be able to strum them. And these instruments help us tune ourselves to the music. You think we have a misunderstanding of the term spiritual? Yeah, of course. Most people have a misunderstanding of the word spiritual. Well, I mean, who am I to say that my understanding of it is the correct one? But from my understanding, yes, people have a misunderstanding of spirituality a lot of the time. But of course, I'm like a fucking egomaniac, so very easy for me to find something to disagree with other people. Do you believe in free will? Again, to go back, I don't know if you were here, TR. Yeah, I think you were here. I think I remember seeing your thumbnail or your icon, whatever that's called, profile picture. Fuck, what was I going to say? Do I believe in free will? I was going to say that I believe in paradoxes existing at the same time, that everything is one, but also duality or separation is inherent to this experience. Both are true. So I think free will on an objective scale does not exist. But within this complex machine of karma and samsara, I think free will does exist. Yes, I think your choices are intentional and real. Calvin, the Mushroom Man. Callie. Ah, shit. I think everyone is just trying to be a good person. They got so much ego and other stuff happening that they're ignorant sometimes. Yeah, of course. I think in our hearts, we all know, you know? But it's hard to align our heart and our inner knowing with our action. Because we're selfish. We're creatures. We're selfish little creatures. We're animals. So like we act how animals act. You know, when we get hungry, we want to eat, and that sometimes overrides the feelings of our heart. Our selfish impulses override that sometimes, and it's not bad. It's not bad. It's naive, and it's actually kind of sweet and innocent because we are just animals, you know. We don't look at ourselves as animals because we wear clothes and we decorate our rooms and shit, but brother, you are of this earth. You are the substance. You have hair. You grow hair, brother. If I made you show me your ass, you got hair on your ass, okay? You know what else has hair on their ass? Animals have hair on their ass. So, you know, we are animals. And it's okay. We're weird. We're definitely a different type of animal. Not you. Yeah. A lot of Asians don't have hair on their ass. Well, like East Asians, because Middle Eastern Asians have a lot of hair on their ass. But, you know, you're white. Are white people hairless? I feel like white people are kind of hairy, brother. How do you know? Well, I've conducted a study. I've done the research. I've been in the field with my notebook. I've done the checklist. I've read the journals. I've got a couple chest hairs. Brother. Yes, brother. Tabby po. Bitter and been Cotton Eye Joe. Do the ceremony never tell you to quit weed? What ceremony? Ceremony of life? You say the ceremony like I should know what you're talking about. How tall am I? I'm 4'11". Love a hairless white man with a beard. Yeah, I love hairless white men with Fu Manchu mustaches. Little Guy Fieri goatees. You seem in a kind of fucked up mood. Do I? Damn, don't project that energy onto me, brother. It's all good vibes in here. Don't come in here with your only green profile picture standing out with your bullshit. Hold on. Did I say something? Can you guys hear something? I really want a sitar, actually, John. $600 for a handmade sitar, shipped, maybe $700, but around that. And I bought this tempura, but I never play it. It's just like a decoration in my room. It looks cool, but I'm actually contemplating selling it. It's completely custom. I'd have to tune it to play it, but do you guys want to see it? You guys want to see what a tempura looks like that someone handmade for me? I had to travel with this thing. Holy shit, man. This thing caused me so much trouble trying to travel with this big ass thing. It's an instrument from India. Pretty cool, right? Have you seen machine elves, and don't you think they are demons hiding their identity? You know, man, I've gone through so many different ideas and explorations of what the entities are. When you enter in the deep mushroom space, the ayahuasca space, the DMT space, all it seems to be psychedelics seem to be a portal into a world that is inhabited with some sort of ecosystem. I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's things living there, the higher dimensional beings or something. And when you're there, you can interact with them. You can't fully understand them. And it's not fully in time. They can understand things about your past because they're not in time. Same with the future. That's why how people have crazy premonitions in ayahuasca and revealed from these spirits or these I don't know what these things are. Machine elves, I guess you want to call them. I mean, when you ask any of the shamans just tell you they're real. Like, yeah, you're just talking to, you're just, these are just the spirits. This is, it is what it is. And I've come to the conclusion that that's actually true. It is just what it is. But what are these things? I don't know. It's like, it's a bardos or something. It's you're opening a portal and a lot of things enter. Are they demons? I don't know. Demon has a lot of big, heavy meaning to that word these days. I don't think demon means what it did when the Greeks were using it. But I feel like, yeah, definitely some of them are probably demons. Some of them are, I don't know. I don't know if they're real in the sense of like me and you are real, like how I'm talking to you. I think they are. I don't know. Because you can very easily conjure spirits when you're in the deep psychedelic space. If you're able to like meditate and break through into that mystical place, and you do magic, like kind of black magic. This is what the foundation of kind of witchcraft was. Aleister Crowley, all these types of people. Crowley was using all types of drugs, cocaine and peyote, and really interesting person. Really doing black magic, trying to get power. And he would use all these psychedelics to speak with spirits. And he would use these spirits for different things. And it sounds so crazy. And I wouldn't have even really believed it at the beginning of my journey. But now it's been like 10 years since I've had my psychedelic awakening. And I think that the indigenous traditions that have been using these substances for a long time. Someone in here asked earlier, do I see any similarities between cultures? I see that psychedelic cultures have a lot of similarities and a lot of nature-based cultures have a lot of similarities. And I think that's because nature speaks, and if you listen, you're going to hear what it has to say, and it's going to say the same thing because I think it's real. I really do think this planet is alive. And I think that it's very arrogant that we think that we are the only intelligence on this species, or sorry, the only intelligent species on this planet, because, I mean, mushrooms, for example, and the plants, but mushrooms specifically have been on this planet has 1 billion years of evolution, maintaining more or less the same type of form, where human beings, how long our evolutionary record, as far as we can go trace. It goes back about 300,000 years, probably older, but that's about what we find. Not billions of years. This thing, the mushroom has engraved in it the most ancient of ancient. And when you eat that, you are communicating with that ancient soul. And it's not a joke. You can do a lot of insane things if you learn what the mushroom is. See, people use it. This is a big secret. I'm telling you right now. You know, I should just shut up. But this is a real shamanic secret, is that people use this stuff for parties. They use it for creativity, for fun, even for, you know, maybe just trauma release, you know? And these are all good things. The mushroom and these psychedelics will offer you this if that's what you're looking for. But the magicians are using it differently. The shamans are using it differently. And when I'm in Peru and I watch these shamans, it's different, man. They're not using it the way that we use it here, like we're hippies, you know? Let's go out and eat some mushrooms. It's like they're using it to get powers, to like speak with spirits and stuff. And if I didn't take these high doses of mushrooms and break into these spaces myself, I would just be like, oh yeah, this is just superstitious jungle people. You know, the way that we all kind of look at jungle people is just like, yeah, you guys live in the jungle. You don't know really anything because you live in the jungle. But actually they know so much shit that we don't know. All the stuff that they say, oh, the plants are alive. You can communicate with the plants. All this stuff that any of these jungle tribes will tell you very casually, like it's the sky is blue. And we look at them like, yeah, you guys talk to plants. Okay. Meanwhile, we like are waiting in line at Starbucks or something. We have no connection, and we have the nerve to tell people that are the most connected to look at them with some suspicion or skepticism. And I'm speaking for myself too. I was totally had this skepticism about them, and I was wrong. And I'm not even, I have some embarrassment or shyness to even say that I believe it, because it's almost so ridiculous to say, oh, you could eat a mushroom and speak with spirits and enter a spiritual dimension and get like some psychic powers, some psychic clarities from it. But it's true. I don't know what else to tell you. Go through the history, look around at cultures all around the world. They're all saying the same thing. I tried it myself. I didn't believe it, but it's true. It's insane. I don't know how it works. How does a mushroom do this? I don't have any clue. How does the mixing of these couple plants do this? I have no clue. But it doesn't matter if you're a Jewish rabbi from New York, or if you are a Mormon from Salt Lake City, if you're in Portland and you're a they, them, the mushroom, it doesn't care. If you take a big, huge dose of mushroom and the situation is set up correctly, belief does not matter. It doesn't matter what you believe, because in that moment, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you believe. It becomes real. And then when you come back, you wipe your drool, and it's like you just spun back into your body wrong, and you're like, holy fucking shit. How is that possible? And how did we go our whole life with this being a big secret? How is this not like the most known thing in humanity? Oh, these plants have this quality. How the hell did they keep it a secret? I mean, it seems like the planet is trying to use psychedelics to communicate with us. Doesn't it feel that way? I don't know. It seems like when you look around, there's like, this is the way that the planet is trying to heal itself. It's trying to heal itself by healing us, by showing us ourselves. And we don't, because we are the way we are, it's coming to us in this way. This is one of the ways that we are going to listen. And of course, the planet knows. So that's the way it's expressing it. It's coming to us in the form of a substance that we can take and have a visual, literal experience that gives us an awakening, because we need that. Because we are so lost that we need to have the water thrown on us. We have to be slapped awake. We have to be slapped awake. It's time, actually, for myself. Maybe not. Who knows? You don't need to do any psychedelics. I know it sounds hypnotic and romantic and curious and mystical and magical, and it is. And it is. But it's not necessary, and be very cautious about what you're doing, because yeah, it can be fun and it can be creative, and you can be with your friends, but one day it's going to slowly start to show you what it actually is, as soon as it gets your trust. And your question, what was it? Were these things demons? I wouldn't call them demons, but I would definitely call them very ancient spirits that have the capacity to make deals with you. Don't ever stop making videos. Thank you, Calvin. I will not stop making videos. I appreciate the donation. Is it really the plants themselves, or is it something within us? It's so hard to say. It's complex. I think it's really both. I think it's the plants. I think the plants act as a conduit to alter our chemistry so that we can experience a new perception. Because if you think about it right now, we are all chemistry. Our biology is producing a chemical reaction based on all these things, serotonin, yada, yada, dopamine, blah, blah, blah. It produces this experience. We all have like a range, which is normal, and we're all vibing on it. We're all vibing within the same spectrum. But when you take drugs, or when you have some medical conditions, mental issues, those chemicals are not in a balance. So you see a different world. Schizophrenic people are way out of balance. So they are walking through a dream world. They're walking through the shamanic realms where there's spirits communicating with them, and they're getting messages, and the walls are talking to them, and the electricity is buzzing, and they know when things are watching them. And they're in the shamanic waters with no armor, with no protection. So it's all just chemistry. So when you take some psychedelics and you alter the chemistry, a new world becomes revealed. And when you're there, you say, holy shit, this is fucking real. You surrender all your authority to it in that moment and say, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Mahadev. Oh my God. I thought the other place I was in was the only real reality. I thought that was the real reality. And now you come back as if time is spinning backwards. It's rewinding itself, and you're looking at your hands like, oh my God, wiggling your stupid little fingers, just trying to understand what you just had happen to you. And you have to, we all go through the process. People that have these psychedelic awakenings go through the process where they say, okay, what was that? Some people just let it go. For others, it's an itch that they can never scratch, and they have to chase it for their whole life. What was that? I thought reality was one way, and now I realize I was wrong. And for some reason, no one in our culture is talking about it, at least not like on a mainstream way. We have to go to the counterculture people, Ram Dass, Timothy Leary, Terrence McKenna. We have to go to these people to even understand what the hell just happened. And if you don't vibe with those guys, then if you can't understand the language that they're using, it's not really going to make any sense to you. So, if it blew your mind like it blew my mind, you go through the whole path. You really are sincere in your excavation. And like an archaeologist, you put your gloves on and you keep digging until you kind of start rationalizing it. It's not real. There's no way. It's just my mind. It was just my thoughts. That's just, wow, I can't believe my mind projected something that felt so real, just like this. It's like, okay, well, does that mean that this am I projecting this? I don't know. So these are the questions that start to unravel when the psychedelic journey begins. And I know some of you are on it right now, and I was on it I'm on it. I'm on it with you. I'm on the boat with you. I'm in the boat. Can you talk spirituality when sober? Well, this is the next level. I don't want to put spirituality on levels, but I was so spiritually stupid, so spiritually like rock-headed. I needed psychedelics to cold water plunge me into paying attention, because I wouldn't have believed anything without it. So thank God that they existed and offered that for me, because holy shit. But I think the true discipline, the true practice is doing it sober, of course, like the sadhu, the monk. These are the ultimate pinnacles of human spiritual practice. I mean, this is what we shouldn't rely on anything but our own inner power. And I think the psychedelics are ultimately just showing us that anyway, right? If we're going to believe the psychedelic as the teacher, what is it telling us? What is it revealing to us? It's pointing us to ourselves and showing us ourselves from a new perspective, in which we can now learn to navigate our ego in a different way. Oh, I can see where I was behaving badly in this situation, or this thing happened to me and I've been holding on to it, but now I can let it go. They show us ourselves from a new perspective. And that new perspective, if we are conscious and have any kind of inner power, we can, like an alchemist, transcend or transmute that into gold, into something useful, into those things that we see. We can take them with us and become better. That's the whole point of the psychedelic. It's just a tool. It's just a magnifying glass. It's just the excavation into the self. You're just chipping away at your own mountain, trying to get to your own core of who you actually are. Who are you? Who are we? What is this experience of life that we are in right now? We're on a planet. We're in these bodies that are decaying. Our friends are dying. Family are dying. Our parents are getting old. Our pets are dying. Our pets are dying. Thank God all dogs go to heaven. But what is this place that we're in? How do we find ourselves in this experience where we are dying? It's so sad, but so beautiful that we get to fall in love, and that we get to have pizza, and that we get to experience what it is to be a human being, to be you. But what does it all mean? So, I mean, we don't even really ask these questions or really see life in that way. You don't see life that way. How often do you ask this question? Maybe sometimes at night when you're staring at the ceiling. And then if it gets too deep, it starts freaking you out. Me. So, I don't know. These are thoughts that I can't let go of. And they've always been there, even before the mushroom. But, the mushroom came to me like an ancient teacher, like a grandfather. And it showed me a lot of things, and I believe them. And I think to speak about sober spirituality, I think the most powerful way to live is the life of the renunciate, the sadhu, the one that gives up everything and sees life for what it is. When you have no attachments, you actually hold everything. The earth provides everything. So, we're talking about oneness. We're talking about everything being unity. Yet in our personal lives, we're hoarding, we're grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. But the sadhu is open hand, always giving everything back, releasing. And that's the key to life, actually, is that giving is receiving. It's a big secret, because while we're hoarding and while we're mine, no. Okay, you can have just a crumb. Here, take that. Okay, get out of here. While we're doing that, the sadhus are realizing that giving is receiving. And they're giving it all up, sacrificing themselves, sacrificing this game of entertainment and lust and joy and, you know, the fucking game we're playing. They sacrifice it for truth. Sober. Everything sacrificed. This is the meaning of agor. You guys see me spend a lot of time with these agoris in India. People think agori means dead body meditations and cremated ash and scary rituals and skulls. This is not what agori actually means. It's fun for social media to pretend agori means that, and I've played it up in my own social media because it's exciting and romantic to talk about it that way. But I've spent so much time trying to understand it that I'm finally starting to understand it, and I want to respect it and actually give it the respect it deserves. Because this is what agor actually means. It has nothing to do with dead bodies. This is actually all these guys in Varanasi that are carrying around human skulls and asking you for donations to take pictures with it and stuff. This is not real agori. This is like fake tantric black magic, you know. Agori means to sacrifice everything. Sacrifice your life. Become a dead body. Not literally, you don't really kill yourself, but you kill your thoughts, you kill your ego. This is what the sadhu is. This is what agori means. And it's the most powerful way to live. And the mushroom, all of these things, if we take the spiritual discipline to the extreme, that's where it goes. That's the end of the line. How far do we want to go? I mean, that's, some people are that. Some people take it to the end of the line. Some people are comfortable right here. You know, I'm okay just meditating a little bit, smoking a little bit of weed, you know, making a little bit of love, eating a little bit of this, eating a little bit of that. Or some people want something more, you know, some people really want, some people just want a Burning Man fortune cookie quote their way through life. Oh, it's all one, man. But some people want to embody it to the point energy is rattling through their pores as if a tuning fork is just slammed into the center of the earth and it's vibrating every time they enter the room. The Buddha. This is the sadhu. Some people take it that far. I don't know. You know, this is not an easy life, a very rare life, very rare birth to have that kind of understanding and ability of sacrifice. But they exist as teachers for us. When if you have the karma to look at the sadhu and examine them from afar, you can learn a lot about yourself, because the sadhu is so clean. They have let so much go that they're a mirror. They have no identity. So when you see them, you're actually seeing yourself. That's the secret of a guru. People want to know what guru means. The guru means the one that dispels the darkness. So when you look at a guru, you think you're looking at a guru, but you're really looking at yourself. And in that is how you are taught. But it takes a level of awareness, a level of banging your head on the wall, repetition. Oh, give me the mantra. I'll chant this mantra. Okay, go chant your mantra. Good boy. You know, we think we need mantras. We think we need to be touched by the guru to feel the buzz of enlightenment. When people would go to Neem Karoli Baba, actually Raghu Marcus, my dear beloved Raghu Marcus, all these guys, you know, when you go to meet a guru, you have so many questions. I'm going to ask him how to meditate. You know, give me, come on, brother, give me the mantra, give me the secret words. We all have these questions or fantasies. And Raghu went, basically, the long story short, how do we raise Kundalini? And Maharaji goes, Neem Karoli Baba looks at my friend Raghu and says, feed people. Okay. This is the truth. This is the truth. We want something complex and hard, but this is the truth. This is the truth, is that it's so simple, you know? You want to raise your Kundalini? Go in your refrigerator. All the food that's going to go to waste, go give it to the homeless people. But it's like, come on, brother. Then I got to move. I got to make food. I got to find homeless people to take care of. What is this? Some kind of practice or something? What, I got to do effort? What, God requires work? What, spirituality requires effort? It does, unfortunately. That's why it's called a spiritual practice. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Define God. I feel like I've been defining God this entire live stream. Rewind it about 20 minutes. I don't think we could raise Kundalini in this life. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think only, you know, a Kundalini, man, I've been complaining about this on social media, on Threads. I use Threads sometimes. And I've been complaining about the Kundalini people that are always selling Kundalini workshops and stuff. You are not having Kundalini experiences. Kundalini in the scriptures, like, I don't know, what is it? Shiva Purana or something speaks about Kundalini. And Kundalini in the scriptures is such an intense experience. It's not just like some experience you have one time. This is an experience that changes the foundation of your life. You don't like have a Kundalini experience and then become an Instagram life coach. You have no identity when you have a Kundalini awakening. You have nothing to sell. You have nothing to teach. You become the embodiment of Adi Yogi. Do you know what Adi Yogi is? That's Shiva. That's Shiva in the form of the first yogi, the one that realized yoga, who taught the world yoga. When you have a Kundalini awakening, you reach that level of attainment. And if you were around Adi Yogi, these people don't need to, they just walk in the room and you just are instantly quiet, instantly silence your mind. Thank you, Kay, for the donation. So yeah, I know these people are not Kundalini enlightened masters because they don't have that quality. And I would say, oh, that's a bullshit quality that doesn't actually exist, but it does. It does actually exist. I've met 2 people that have it. Siddhima was the first time I experienced somebody with the capacity to quiet the air around her. Siddhima, she's dead now, was this old woman, dedicated her life to spirituality and to helping people, serving people, a real saint. And I went to India to meet her, and every day it's like, Siddhima is going to come. She doesn't come. And I'm partaking in the temple activities, singing the songs out of this little book, trying to follow along and read the Sanskrit translations. Eating the food with the monkeys, dodging the monkeys, trying to just throw them bananas so they leave me alone, go that way. And after like a week or so of living in Kenchidam, it's in Nainital in India in the mountains, beautiful. This is where Ram Dass met Neem Karoli Baba. So just already I'm feeling like alive from being there, you know, just like, oh my God, this is where this happened. That's where that Maharaji, this, Ram Dass, that. Wow, cool. And finally, Siddhi Ma comes, and Krishna Das is there, Raghu is there, and we go and sing a song to Siddhi Ma up in this little room. And okay, we're gonna go meet her. And I've been waiting for a week, so I had like this anticipation, and I never met like a sadhu or a saintly woman before. This is my first time in India. And we're walking barefoot. It's all hot outside. You got, again, the monkeys are, you know, blocking the road. You got to act like you're throwing rocks at them to get them to move out of the way. And then there's this white staircase, and we walk up it, and then boom, there she is. It's this old little woman, all in pure white, almost glowing. Siddhi Ma. Siddhi is a clarity of spiritual knowledge. People that have siddhis have a deep spiritual understanding, like spiritual powers. They can look at you and bring you to a state of spiritual understanding and know how to prescribe you the correct way to get there just by looking at you. This is like a siddhi. Or like read your mind, or in the scripture, there's lots of crazy siddhis, like maybe even disappearing and really wild stuff. But a siddhi in a practical level is like what I call a clarity of spirituality, spiritual clarity. So her name is Siddhi Ma. This is her name. She didn't have spiritual powers or anything. No one ever claimed anything wild about her. But Krishna Das takes his harmonium out, his little instrument, and we begin to sing Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. We're singing some Govinda song to her, and she didn't talk because I think she was just so old, and she was just... But I remember looking at her, and it was like the air got sucked out of the room. I can't explain it. And it was as if it was because of her. It was like she was a vacuum and she was just taking everything in. And everything was just suspended in a moment. I can't explain it. It's the first time I've ever felt that. But when you meet somebody that is so clean and so clear, it just everything, they just are a void that consumes everything. And she closed her eyes while we were singing and tapped her foot and swayed her hand. I just remember her hand swaying and it being like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I remember I told Raghu, I said, man, I have this image of like her being this tiger or this lion. I said lion. I have this image of her being like a lion that is tamed and in control. But at any moment, if she wanted, she could just open her mouth and roar, and we would all just fall back from the impact of her strength of her roar. And he goes, you know what's so crazy that you say that is because Maharaji used to say she was like Durga, and Durga has a lion next to her. And I didn't really know about Hinduism at this point, so I wasn't familiar with like what Durga's symbolism was and stuff. This is what I saw when I looked at her. Siddhi Ma. It was really amazing to be there and to get to be there with Krishna Das and with Raghu, and to hear the stories about when Ram Dass was there and when all these guys were there. And she died a month later. I left and she died. It was such a great blessing to get to see her. I have a picture of her actually somewhere here on the wall. I should show you while I'm talking about her. Siddhi Ma, where are you? Where is that picture of Siddhi Ma? I only have this drawing, but that's her. She was always in white like this. She was always in white and just like I don't know, I understand now why they depict holy people with halos around them, because Siddhi Ma just sat there beaming like the sun. It's incredible. It's really incredible. And I've traveled India for many years trying to find somebody that has even a touch of that power. But never. I never. Bhavani Baba is the only other person I've met that has been able to, when he talks, his words become the feelings you experience. I've heard so many sadhus and babas talk about oneness and all the Burning Man fortune cookies. I've heard it all. But when Bhavani Baba says it, I know he's experiencing it, because when he says it, it has such conviction that I am able to feel it move through me. And she didn't actually have to say anything. She didn't have to say anything. And to bring it all back to the original question, I don't even know if that person is still in this live stream. Spirituality doesn't require any psychedelics. It is sober. It is pureness. It is like a baby. It is just like this newborn with nothing, a void of potential. That's why Siddhi Ma was like a vacuum. She took all your karma, all of the things, all your judgments, all your thoughts. You couldn't even think of anything around her. And it's like when you're looking at a newborn. When you look at a newborn, you just see the awe of life. You just want that feeling of just, you want to squeeze it, right? Anyways, Joy, thank you so much. I love you so much, Joy. I hope to see you this year again. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I stayed an hour longer because I love you. Okay? Because I love you all very, very much. Jeffrey Bear, Elliot James. I see a lot of you in here, and I just want to appreciate you. Raina Moon, long time no see. Yeah, long time no see, but unfortunately, I'm leaving you, my sister. I'm getting out of here, getting off this live stream. I hope you guys liked that rant today. I was feeling it a little bit. There was a couple moments where I was, we were digging up gold there. I should clip some of this and put it on my other channel. Oh yeah, I have another channel, Dakota's Magic Trip. Because I'm going to be redoing this YouTube, I did some spring cleaning, deleted a bunch of videos, and I'm going to be really focusing on the quality of this channel. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that I don't want to be like overdone, and it just won't fit here anymore. So like this new channel, Dakota's Magic Trip, DMT, clever, I know. Go over there, subscribe. Right now, I'm kind of shuffling through old videos that I deleted, re-uploading them there. But there's going to be new content on there. There's going to be good stuff. Great stuff. Maybe even the best on YouTube. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. So thank you very much. Go subscribe there, please. Because if you subscribe there, that'll give me the motivation to make new content over there. Kahapon na mayong, bilid na banon, wala nang karong, bagong na taon, ibata ay ba uso mainte pantalon, pagana na uso manite ba maon, hindi mo na naman, nabala sa ruso. That's for you, Joy. Don't laugh at me. It's not funny. It's real. It's real. I'm going to be fluent in Tagalog and at the end of the year. Ramazan. I love you, Ramazan. Wish you were here. Love you, Ramazan. Everybody. Catch you around. Peace. Tabi tabi po. Tangina. Tangina. Oh yeah, I got one more. Enjoy. This one's vulgar though. Don't tell nobody. Peck peck.